I just finished reading The Barren Grounds by David A. Robertson, and he is from the Norway House Cree Nation and is in Canada. So this is my first fantasy book, YA book. I've not read really any fantasy ever. Maybe The Hobbit, but that's it. So I was very skeptical if I was even gonna like it, but I really liked it. So it starts off with this character Morgan as our main character, and she has a foster brother Eli. They're both in foster care. Morgan's been in foster care as long as she can remember. She can't really. At the beginning of the book, she doesn't have any memories of life pre-foster care, and both of these kids are Indigenous. So Morgan's very angry. She has foster parents. She's had some really bad experiences with foster parents, but she's with foster parents right now that they really mean well, maybe a little, a little clueless, but they really mean well. And so she has this anger. Her foster brother, not angry, but more sad, longing. He has more memories of his Indigenous culture. So anyway, different things happen, and they find themselves. They find there's an outlet, like in the attic, to this other world. And to Eli, it's like a world that he knows. He's like, that's the world I know. That's familiar to me. So, in different ways, for whatever reason, they enter this land, and there's in this way, it's magical. It's fantasy. You have animals, talking animals. That are bipedal, and they find that there's a situation where the people there or the animals there are struggling. They're struggling because basically a white man has taken all the sort of animals away, and to be in a situation where there's nothing left to survive. So I thought it was really exciting. It was fun. It was easy to follow. And my biggest takeaways from this book was the loss of culture. I had never been exposed. I didn't have much exposure to residential schools. So reading up on that, just some horrific things that occurred. I read somewhere it was a cultural genocide, and there was also people that died due to just horrible conditions and just horrible murder, really. Loss of culture. Also taking only what you need from the land. You have this kind of the antagonist just, taking taking much more than they need. So I just really thought it was beautiful. One of my favorite quotes from this book was, there's a sacrifice. Someone sacrifices themselves, not without giving too much away, and they say nobody is really gone if they aren't forgotten. And I really like that. And the case with Morgan, who doesn't have a connection doesn't feel like she has a connection to her Indigenous culture. There's a part where she's trying to speak, and somebody says, "You know it even if you don't think you do." And so I just thought that was really beautiful. So I highly recommend this book.